helps here. They're going to be starting on the CT side, so they're going to have to take a little bit of time to get themselves set up.
Yeah, though, I don't know if they're going to necessarily mind taking that little bit of time to set up, play a little bit back. They have been strong on this map before, and now they just have to do it again. But it actually looks like everyone's going to take a little bit of a slower approach to this. A couple of shots through door, a couple of little warning shots. Don't peek that. I know that you're there. But this could be a very dangerous situation for Lover Girl.
Could be dangerous here. Lover Girl's gonna hide away. Of course, as I say that though, so much action at once. It's a complete flooding of Hot Flash.
And with that, they're able to take down that crossfire, able to push on through. Utility for good measure, a nice little smoke to make sure they can try and pass clearly. A little bit of a spot where, you know, maybe Cena could have made something happen, but not going to be able to land that shot. That will be the bomb planted in sight in control.
That's right. Now this is forced out to rotate into a flank for Please Send Help. They're already down bodies, and Shiftwalker's prepared for this flank.
So that they're just around the corner, but it's going to be Kaz coming out top with the kill. Is that time slowly but surely taken away, and we're going to have a 2v2 as they try to get any space out onto the site, but to no avail. It is going to be Hot Flash to take down the first round.
Hot Flash looked fantastic that first round. They had a clear and concise plan that they wanted to execute. They went through big double doors, and they were able to smoke their way past CT and get onto the site. You couldn't get any more textbook than that for an opening pistol round, but Please Send Help, they were indecisive. They didn't really know where that initial push was going to come in from, and Hot Flash, they may have stratted a little bit about what Please Send Help does in the early rounds, but there's no time to talk. Action's already started. Shiftwalker good for the opening pick.
And with that, it's not just going to be one, but that's going to be the floodgates open as all these kills are coming out through already. It's only down to 2 left, and Piggy's, well, already taken so much damage. Not too surprising considering the vibes on this round. It's just about what damage can be made now with just a pistol around the corner. Well, no damage will be done whatsoever. That's going to be a clean 2-0.
Not a lot of damage at all, huh?
Nope.
Maybe you got like a little pistol, like a little bit of armor to buy up again. But all things considered, Hot Flash, they've looked really well aggressive, and they've had that chemistry these last 2 rounds. But this is where I really want to see Hot Flash get tested. This round and into the next. These are going to be eco rounds for Hot Flash, and they have inferior weaponry compared to the full, well, for the most part, M4s on Please Send Help side. But they're all playing as a team. They're all hiding together. They're looking for that execute, and they may be waiting to see if they can find a rogue 1v1 against Please Send Help.
And that's exactly what they might be able to do. On the back of sight, and they're just pushing on forward. They might be able to get this gun out of her hand, and it looks like they will. With that already, they're going to be able to take full control, get this bomb planted, and that is another weapon that could be in their arms now.
Smoke grenades are out everywhere, blocking the line of sight to get back into the cipher if you're on Send Help side. And it looks like the call's been made for the re-rotate. Trying to go through the dark underpass, but it's not going to quite work out, though. Forced to reroute their way back towards tunnel, trying to find an entry. Looks like it might be a 4-person save coming out from Send Help side. And to be honest with you, I think that's a good idea. Please Send Help. They have not found any economic impact in this game so far, and even with the inferior weaponry from Hot Flash, there's no real reason to not buy up if you don't have to. You don't want to go on the same economic woes as Hot Flash could be if you were able to take those weapons away. And that being said, though, Please Send Help. On the CT side, no less, Sierra, they're down by 3.
It's only down by 3, though. And they do have weapons to go into this round, so I'd feel a lot worse about this if they didn't go for that save. If they had pushed on through, lost the weapons, lost the round, then that would be a little bit of a different story. But this isn't the worst case, worst whatsoever. The only thing is it would have been nice if they were able to make Hot Flash have to buy up a little bit, but you know, there's still plenty of time for that later on. Hot Flash, though, still playing together as a team. Going to be pushing through this mid. Just an absolute stampede to run back towards this B site.
Hot Flash have nothing but HE nades and some smoke grenades to deny those lines of sight and find some damage. That's going to hide away, Sierra, but things are looking good. She loses control of the site, and Summer seems to have lockdown full control of B.
But yeah, they've locked down the site, but they've lost 3 bodies in doing so. This is a nice little corner, a nice little angle, and it's going to pay off immensely. The re-peek, though, a little bit of a different story. It is going to be a 2v1 situation, though, in a couple of different angles to try and cover. It was going to do so absolutely immensely. Spray down after spray down. 4 rounds in a row now for Hot Flash.
It doesn't matter how many people go down on Send Help's side before that bomb goes into the ground. The play every single time we have seen is Send Help wait to go for an absolutely fearless retake every single CT round so far. But we haven't seen that change up much either, and Hot Flash are reading into that really well for these early executes. But if Send Help now maybe could apply a little bit more pressure, we do see some early smokes towards B tunnel, but A tunnel's been a really weak spot as well. And Hot Flash, when they find that opening pick, they execute off of it. And so far, this might be the longest so far Please Send Help has gone without losing a body.
Yeah, Hot Flash have done fantastic in pushing together. Though, for the most part, they are this time, but a little bit more spread out. And I'm curious to see how that's going to be paying off, because they were so good with trading bodies, so good with trading members. And that now is going to be Please Send Help with the first pick. Though, at least Hot Flash can make it up.
That's right. Jessica's does find the opening pick, but the map pressure is on. Catwalk control in Hot Flash's favor, and full control of B, it looks like. And once again, we're playing the MO again, Sierra. All retake potential, especially with Jessica's hiding in the smoke.
Oh, the second peek out through the smoke is going to be absolutely disastrous. And that was a body that Please Send Help could not afford to lose. Now only 2 to try and push out on this site. And this is a difficult one. Already it's going to be completely mullied off. And it looks like already that call has been made. We have an M4 in our hands. We're just going to be backing it.
Yeah, comparing this to the last save we had seen from Please Send Help, the economy is getting worse and worse. Before, at least 4 rifles, 3 of which were actually M4s, were saved. This time around, at the end of round 5, you only have 1 M4, and that's in the hands of Mads. It was already an incredibly broken buy, and it's only going to get a little bit more fragmented from here. You know, you look at Hot Flash, Sunny has a very comfortable economy, even with an op.
Yeah, and that money game is going to be an issue for Please Send Help at this point, because first of all, their own economy, it's ping pong and it's back and forth. They can buy, then they can't. They can buy and then they can't. And at this point too, yes, they take a round or they take guns out of Hot Flash's hands. Well, their pockets are endless. They got some deep pockets. Those are some men's jeans pockets that they have going on. They got money for days. And so Please Send Help. It's going to have to be a dramatic turnaround to even try and hinder them at all.
My jeans are amazing. I could fit anything I want in there. But can you fit another kill in your KD? That's going to be Shift Walker coming close to Senna. And that's another opening pick. That's 2 rounds in a row for Send Help to find the opener.
Love those clean deagle shots coming on through. And I mean, anybody you can take down is going to be helpful. As this point, Hot Flash going back to playing spread out. I mean, they do have the weaponry, so it's not, you know, the end of the world, not the worst thing, but it does leave them to get picked off one by one by some cheeky headshots.
Absolutely. There's a lot of map pressure being gained in Catwalk once again. The smokes are going to block off the rest of Hot Flash from pushing up a little bit. But notice how there's 2 anchor points. That's going to be Jessica's and Lover Girl waiting towards A. The deep lurk from Senna, though, could be good for a flank. It's all down to what Hot Flash's timing could be from here. Early smoke nades may help for some map pressure. Oh no, but Jessica's, she goes down immediately.
Shot in the back, around the corner. A little bit of spam, try to at least take somebody down with, try and make this fight a little bit more feasible. A little more favor, Please Send Help, but no avail. Now just 2 left. Mads, of course, we did see that save last round. Does have that M4, but is going to go down with it in her hands. Now, it's just Piggy by herself. And I mean, at this point, you take someone down with you. You can recover a weapon, but impossible to be taken this round. But going to at least push up. Going to get a little aggressive with it. Body's around the corner. Doesn't even have the chance to pull the trigger.
This has been looking so impressive for Hot Flash. The executes have been well-timed every single round. And the coolest part is that they're not running the same strat all the 6 last rounds we had just seen. Every single round, the early game has fundamentally been different. Oftentimes, yes, it does start inside mid, but what happens is there's a splinter of either a fast execute from Catwalk or sometimes even just rotating the double doors. Going for those slower executes as well, but the mid and late game has not changed at all for Hot Flash, and they're really good about shutting down Send Help's retake value. That being said, again, 3 are stacked up on A this time for Please Send Help. They're waiting around towards the under part of CT spawn as well to see if there's a lurker for mid. There hasn't been a lurker in a while. Senna's good for the opening pick. But now that map pressure, we talked about it before, that is the biggest burden that Hot Flash needs to overcome.
Flash coming on through, but nobody can push through that molly, and that is going to give Senna the opportunity to at least reposition just this little bit, because Hot Flash, they're looking to apply this pressure still. They're not really backing up whatsoever. The utility is going to be coming out of their pockets, and now it's just a little game, a fight for the control of this site.
Look how fragmented Hot Flash are as well. There's no committal just yet. They put all that pressure in Catwalk, and there's nothing to show for it at all. It was all a big distraction for B site.
At this point, too, Piggy just along the back. But Jessgas pushing on forward. A little spray through the smoke's not going to amount to much. The perfect angle being held, though. This push out of A is not going to be going too great whatsoever. And that is going to be Please Send Help. They got the help sent their way. They're going to grab their first round.
And look at all the hesitation that came out of that round from Hot Flash's side. They were psyching themselves a little bit. They had won 6 rounds in a row. Suddenly, the tempo changes once again to play a lot slower in the early game. Now, a tactical timeout's going to be brought out here, and I think that's a good idea. Maybe to help go for a reset more than a big strategy change, if anything. But a lot of that was the big punishing lurk that Hot Flash attempted to go through inside of big doors that was shut down by Jessica's. But Please Send Help, they've learned a lot too. They've been able to adjust themselves and play far less aggressive than they have in previous rounds. They're able to wait and try their best to find the opening pick, because that's really the only time in that mid to early round we've seen Hot Flash even stumble and go for that hesitation.
I love the fact, too, that Hot Flash is up 5 rounds and called the tack time out here. Looking through double doors, you get the information that a couple bodies crossed there, but no shot to be had, no opportunity, at least for one. Mad's going to be going for a little bit more of an aggressive angle as well, going for that information, but it might just be a little classic case of timing.
Oh, it's down to Senna, potentially to find the opening pick, but Mads does instead. That's huge. Hot Flash, they reacted accordingly last time there was an opening pick, but this time it was traded out. That hasn't happened yet.
First body gets through with the flash, but Sunny's able to follow it up once she can see it with that second kill with that AWP. At this point now, Hot Flash yet again in the driver's seat here, looking to maybe go towards the B site this time. He, of course, checking through this smoke, hesitating, knowing that there's probably someone on the other side, and that's going to be utility to confirm it. This spray down, going to grab the one now, just a little fight. The second, but even a trade there coming up for Hot Flash.
And Lover Girl on other maps is notorious for being this just anchor, an absolute sentry turret at times for CT, but she hasn't found a lot of impact so far. In fact, she has 0 kills this map, and she's outside the smoke.
Just waiting for the smoke to fade at this point, and waiting for reinforcements, waiting for help. Caught with hands out, but a push on through the molly is not going to work well whatsoever. Tack time out for Hot Flash. It seems to have paid off. They're going to take the next round.
And things were set up for Send Help's favor as well. Mads found the opening pick on top of tunnels, so you would think maybe Hot Flash, they would fall for that same trap again about slowing down a lot in the mid-game, giving enough time for Please Send Help to reset themselves and figure out the lay of the land. But Hot Flash, even then, they just used their gun advantage over Please Send Help, and they were able to just out-aim and out-maneuver who was hiding on B site. It's been read into. The A has been stacked by 3 for so long, and after this, tack timeout, I'm curious to see if Please Send Help are gonna really hold on to as many anchors on each site, or if they're gonna play a little bit more loose in like a lurky fashion for these 1v1s.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I am liking this look coming out from Hot Flash, because we talked so much about how worried we were about what we might see here, talking about, oh no, if they drop the map, this could be so bad, but 6-round difference between them, looking pretty strong. It's definitely a nice way to be starting off this series if they could be holding on to that. And considering the buys on the board for this round, well, looks like the least next one should go in their favor.
It looks like Please Send Help. They're gamble stacking a little bit on B side for the early round. They threw a lot of aggressive utility to stifle anybody, but no line of sight was found. Hot Flash instead, they're taking advantage of not being found just yet. They haven't seen anybody on the A walkway either. That means there might not be any bodies at all on A site in proper. Boat across though, full control of the site. It's Please Send Help on pistols for a retake.
I was going to say, I love the fact that they're going towards A, considering the long, like, they have the weapons that are better at this long range. I stand by that, but definitely taking a deal to the face on that cross through kind of stings that little bit. Hot Flash, though, the rest of them will get on by. They'll get the bomb planted, and still it will be a difficult time for Police and Help to be pushing out. They are going to be pushing out together, though, and that's going to give them the opportunity for these trades, and they're actually going to find themselves in a man advantage here. Summer has to push through the smoke, but the angle being held. It'll be 11-year-old with the op to grab that last kill.
Beautiful. Please and Help went for the opposite thing I suggested during the tactical timeout, and it worked out even better. What happened was, it seemed like Please and Help, they all got on the same wavelength, and they realized because of how fast the executions are for Hot Flash, going for a full retake rather than some of these hero plays from the angers on site we have seen has worked out really, really well. That saves a lot of utility for the end game as well, and allows Please and Help to reposition themselves for like that defuse we saw. Now this time though, gamble stack on A and aggressive push in the beginning is the opposite of what happened last round, but this time a lot more action's been found on both sides.
Yeah, it seems like the last round kind of woke up something in both of these teams, and we're going to start off with a little bit of action, but as things are going to be slowing down, a lot of seeing if there was anywhere to take an early advantage. Someone stepped a little too far out of place, and then the dust is going to settle. At this point now, just slowly peeking up. It's going to stand on the other side, making these headshots look easy with that angle.
Then I got that opening pick the first round. Send Help found their victory on. So far, so good. Opening pick goes well. That's the entry gone. Lover Girl's going to push up.
It's going to be in the corner. You got to watch out for those corners. This could pay off, or you're going to be trapped there. But it doesn't look like you're going to maybe push through the doors. Instead, going to the same angle where the first pick had happened. Sunny looking to try and have the own face-off with the op, but it'll be utility traded and just backing up.
Oh, and Mads is going to back off all right. She backs up straight into finding bullets against Summer, and Jaylee's good for the trade, but the damage may have already been done.
At this point, we do have that 3v3, just trying to secure right there. Already, Please send Help. They're close and being able to peek through these angles, so sure, that bomb is going to get into the ground, but peeking through the door, Summer will at least be able to have one burst, make it just a little bit more possible for Please Send Help to go for this retake. A nice shot. Wow, insane shot coming out as Barrel of the Op was staring down, and Please Send Help, they're going to make this look easy.
This is the Please Send Help I was expecting to see since the beginning of this game. Now, again, we predicted on the desk that Hot Flash might not likely win their own map pick, but I've been pleasantly surprised. But focusing back over to Please Send Help for a second, they've been playing with so much chemistry now, playing for trades after trades on these retakes, because that is their bread and butter for the CT side. That's what they feel most comfortable with, and it's pretty much the strategy we've seen every single round. Now, going back to Hot Flash, though, they've looked really good getting their executions on the site, but the match has been paused. And I wonder if this has to do with Hot Flash realizing that they're able to go good for the early game. They usually find the opening pick against them, but then once that execution comes through, they're not able to have enough bodies or angles to cover all of Please and Help flooding in at once. So what might happen here? So we might see that ball, that spool of wool that is Hot Flash again get wound up, and they might just go for a straight shot onto a site.
Yeah, well, something that I thought Hot Flash was doing earlier at the beginning of the game is they were playing so well as a team. They were moving as a unit, and they would get an opening pick, they would get trades out, and they were always being left with some sort of advantage if they didn't just absolutely sweep Please Send Help in the first place. But now it seems that the script has flipped a little bit, and Please Send Help is employing that themselves, especially on those retakes. And the fact that Please Send Help, as you said, they're not getting picked off one by one, has been absolutely huge. So that's just a little bit of thinking now for Hot Flash, how to best counteract that, because that's going right against how they're able to get these 7 rounds under their belt.
It's tough, right? Usually the big answer we've seen so far in ESL Impact is just use more utility. But no. I mean, both teams are using such well utility so far. The aggressive push up early on from Please Send Help with their utility has been fantastic, but Hot Flash have been saving theirs mostly for execution. It looks like this might be a rapid one.
It's going to be Hot Flash paying as a team here. Look towards this B site. It looked like they might just be stampeding out, but the utility, they're going to have to be slowing up just that little bit. Gets together, of course. The one member peeling off is going to be taken down, and a spray through the smoke is going to mean that Hot Flash is going to continue to fall. This B site is a dangerous place. It paid off so well from there earlier on, but it's a war zone now.
It felt like a gamble for Police and Help to push on the B entirely, just waiting for the execution to come by. I mean, compared to A-side, right? We've only seen a B execute once or maybe even twice now from Hot Flash's side. So a tactical timeout's used here because it feels like a lot that there hasn't really been much presence or at least as much map pressure being gained positively for Hot Flash going to B site. It's only been on A.
Yeah, at this point too. I mean, the econ, we talked earlier at the beginning of the game too that it was going to take some time to get the money out of Hot Flash's pockets. And as these rounds are going further and further, we're starting to see that damage being done. I didn't know if it would be possible, but we can see a little bit of broken buys on the board. They definitely could be weaker, but they could be just a little bit stronger. I'm eyeing up that MP5.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking at the MP5 from Shiftwalker here. We're not going to see her immediately go into play, but Summer to fall instead. Lover Girl, she finds an amazing advantage through the smoke, but now it's been a huge re-rotate. Shiftwalker, she's going to run away. The damage may have already been done. That Molly's gone, Sierra.
Molly's gone. At the same time, of course, in the backup at a missed shot. You're gonna have to reposition that little bit, and that's gonna give way for Hot Flash to just try and take that little bit more positioning. Try being the key word there. Already, please send help. They are ready to make sure they've been playing well in the retakes. They're not even gonna let Hot Flash gain any ground whatsoever.
We haven't seen Hot Flash rotate as a team yet, from one bomb site to another. The first attempt of that was this round. It was caught out by Mads, and now this hesitation again comes into play. Lover Girl's already pushed up.
It's going to be absolutely dangerous. You can already see Sunny absolutely no health, and that's going to put Jaylee now 4v1 situation. Does have bomb in possession, but this is still a near impossible situation. There's a body lurking nearby, too. You could try and go for this kill, or you can just try and save your AK.
30 seconds left, too. 4 bodies, 30 seconds. Doesn't seem impossible, but it's pretty improbable. So saving your rights here, completely the best move to do right now. There will be a chase, and the chase works out well for Jay Lee. A little bit more economy gone off of Please Send Help, but again, far too little time left to do much. The round's been over, and Hot Flash again, well, they've been stumbling a little bit these recent rounds, and I think a lot of that has to do with Please Send Help. They've been able to really play off those trades again and figure out exactly how Hot Flash hasn't really changed their tempo too much since those early rounds.
Look at this. They're still hunting, just going to run out of time, but they wanted to get that AK out of Hot Flash's hands. They were going for it. But no, I completely agree with you. And at this point now, too, what do you think that Hot Flash needs to be swapping up to make this impact?
Oh, I think that's a fantastic question, Sierra. And there could be a lot of things that could go differently, right? But I mean, I felt like that tempo just never changed for Hot Flash. I would like to see a different, maybe a different approach for that early game. That's what's been bothering me the most. But I've loved how both teams have played so far. The naming hasn't changed yet at all. Senna still waiting for that opening pick. She's not going to find it, though, and missing that opening op shot, Sierra, is really important because she's been able to really change the headway, pun intended, for a lot of these rounds for Hot Flash's executes. They've been stifled because they've had that body disadvantage.
Yeah, one missed shot is all they're going to get, though. There will be a kill on the repeat, though somebody from Hot Flash will be able to pass on through. A little miracle going in their way. Looking at the A site, though, a little shots, a little bit of presence known around the corner, but as the smoke comes out, we can potentially back up and just play it slow again. This mid doors, though, you can see someone on both sides. A peek could be absolutely deadly, but no, a missed shot. One body is taken down there, but that might just be it until this repeat comes out for Mads.
Senna's looking up on top. She's looking the wrong way. She finds herself one of 4 still left alive. Things are looking good for Please Send Help. But Shiftwalker and company, they're left trapped on Catwalk again. We had seen them in this position before, and the rotate wasn't pretty. Trying to find some impact, if economical. Maybe not a round win anymore. Oh, I didn't go for the save.
20 seconds left at this point. Kaz chilling in the corner. Hot flash. Not quite looking to see what it looks like, but instead going to push up, try and see if there's something he did. But Jackass peeking around the corner is enough to put an end to that. We're 1 round away from a tied-up game.
Absolutely. I think the lurking potential from Please Send Help have looked fantastic. Hot flash again. Tactical timeout after tactical timeout. Same exact issue has been occurring. Again, I love their mid to late game, but it's this early game with Senna finding the opening op shot. They've been attempting to challenge her for far too long, and usually an advantage that Senna has. Now, she has been repositioning herself. She's keeping Hot Flash on their toes. There's no real way of discovery beyond just base checking her at times, but now that Senna's way far away at the bottom of A, this might be the chance for Hot Flash to push into B or even A from Catwalk very successfully.
First, though, they have to be getting around Kaz in this corner, and Dry Peaks isn't going to be faring them well whatsoever. 2 bodies already going to fall, and that is going to be devastating. It looks like already things not looking good, and so spread out among the map, too. There's no potential for trades, no potential for any, well, almost any impact, and it's down to the last 2 members of Hot Flash to try and push on it through. Playing together as a team now, and I am enjoying that. That's going to give too many bodies for Please Send Help to try and take down at once. It's going to give them any sort of trade potential, but their information is given away. Their presence has been known. But look at this 2v2 situation now, Gag.
Yeah, things are looking a little precarious right now. Please Send Help. They have to reroute their way all the way around to try to find an off angle against Hot Flash. Still some utility in their pockets and AKs in hand. It's going to be a fairly fair matchup. Alexei and Summer, though, are heavily damaged, and they have no idea where Please Send Help could come in from. They have to watch 2 different angles and attempt to trade.
And both angles are going to be deadly ones at this point, and 2 peaks is all it's going to take. It was definitely a great effort coming out, considering that was, what, a 2v4 situation? Just not quite enough, and that is going to be the defuse to tie up the game.
I think Hot Flash have done fantastic so far this first half. Their TA side was what I was worried about the most on their match pick, but we'll have to figure out the rest after this break because there's a lot to talk about.
It is not.
Oh, no, it's not. I can't do math.
I knew math was never your forte, Keg. No.
It's not.
Next one. We need to know who's going to be taking an advantage
it's okay.
going into
now
this
you know
first.
how the script goes.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, already it's going to be Hot Flash taking an advantage in this round. A really nice shot to make that happen. And I mean, we've talked about these opening picks and how important they could be. And not only an opening pick, but they're going to be playing together as a team looking towards this next site. A re-peek around the corner, though, is going to even the score.
Even the score. 7-7, I know that's even. I can do that kind of math. Senna's already down. You've lost your Opper, you've lost Lover Girl, a beautiful anchor as well. You're down 2 bodies. This retake might be more difficult than the others.
The angle a little bit awkward. A little jump. A little trying to see if something can happen there. Not going to be working out in that situation. It's going to be 2 bodies left and injured to try and be pushing back out. Sunny doesn't have the most health at this point, but it's just such a big number advantage on the side of Hot Flash. It's still going to be difficult to push on through, especially trying to be pushing up from this ramp angle. Going into the swap now, it will be Hot Flash to take an advantage, and we are going to take a break, get some water. We'll see you back soon.
Falling down, I go and pick myself up. I just keep moving forward. The breakthrough you never heard of. I keep building up my momentum. I'm not gonna eat dust. Oh, you can't stop this. You better believe it. you can't stop this. You better believe it. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. Oh, you can't stop this. You better believe it. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. Stoppable.
All right, we're back. The story's a little different than what we expected on the desk. Hot Flash, they've led their way to the lead of map number 1 between themselves and Please Send Help. Again, not for a win necessarily, maybe a moral win, but it's more so tying it up in the group stage against Please Send Help to fight their way for potentially more and more impact in ESL Impact. Welcome back, Sierra. Are you excited for this next half?
I am, especially since, like you were saying, it's a different story than we thought, but it's also a different story than what we thought at the once we were like, what, 5 rounds in, because Hot Flash, they came out here with a bang. They were going to prove us wrong, but Please Send Help, some great adjustments coming out to bring this almost even going into the swap. Now, though, we have to see how things are going to be coming out after the swap this time, how they can do on their own attacking end.
This is a really interesting play. I like the audio could be called by Mats to give tell about who's rotating outside and inside the site, but there's so much gunfire going on, so much chaos, Sierra, that in the midst of it all, Please Send Help, they took over B.
It took over B, and they're taking a lead, but a push on through mid from Hot Flash. Was able to get a couple bodies, but that's going to be it. And just like that, it is going to be the first round of the swap in their favor. That's going to be a tied game yet again, and this is already close. And all we saw last time, Hot Flash were able to win the first round. They're able to take a lead. We'll have to see if Please Send Help now, if they can give it right back to him.
I like the audio plays coming out from Mads here. I'm wondering if that's going to be a continuation. The answer seems to be yes, from the hands of Kiki, and Lover Girl. Waiting off for those anti-lurks, looking for audio as well for rotates outside of B. The main push, though, is outside of A. This is going to allow Hot Flash to maybe find an opening angle from up top, but Senna, she's going in for the wide swing and really looking for that first impact.
Little bit of a wide swing. Not really going to find anyone off of it, though, which is going to allow Please Send Help to start pushing up a little bit further, and that is going to catch Sunny off guard, off site, and the bodies, well, they're not going to stop falling there. It's going to be a pretty easy sight over in their favor. Able to wipe out every member of Hot Flash before that bomb even goes into the ground.
This isn't really too different from what Hot Flash did on their own T side early on. They balled up together, they pushed as a group, and they got A site execution not once, not twice, but nearly 6 times in a row. The difference, though, is that Please Send Help, it's not a confidence issue, you might think, but they're breaking off a lot more, waiting for the anti-lurks, expecting Hot Flash to play up aggressively to keep the scoreline or the body count too even. Lover Girl, though, again, gonna hide outside B tunnels a tiny bit. There are bodies on the other side blocked off by a smoke, but Shiftwalker only has a deagle.
Oh, we've already seen, though, what damage a deagle can do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you say only a deagle. I'm like, oh no, it's a deagle. The thing is, the close angles can get a little tricky. We'll be able to net one, though, before going down a little bit closer into making it a fair fight for only a moment. A continuation of this push is going to bring them yet again in great luck to grab the ground. Sunny does manage to get a gun, but at this point, so much damage has been done. So many bodies on the site. Just going to back away.
And please send help again. Going for those utility, more focused executions compared to Hot Flash on their own T side, it looks really good. I've liked both executions coming out from the T sides of both teams. But please send help again. There hasn't been that retake value that they've had to worry about against just yet. Sunny did have the scout in hand. She does fall. That's only going to leave Jay Lee left alive. And when I talk about just a Deagle, she only has just a P2000 here.
At that point, it's just about any damage looking for anyone exiting that site, but it's not going to be found. There's a couple different ways to get out there. And now please send help. 2-round difference between these two. Of course, Hot Flash, they didn't have the greatest weaponry last time. This time we can see Sunny with the op. We saw how much damage Sunny has done with the op. And just better weapons all around. This is Hot Flash's opportunity to try and make that stand.
And so far, a lot of these executions have been based off of utility and what they can find at first impact. Alexei falls, and the rotate off of that opening pick has been called to push towards B again. Could be expecting to see Hot Flash rotate over to A off the opening pick, but now kind of wedged between them all. Hot Flash doesn't know where that execute's going to come in from anymore. Shiftwalker's going to push up, and that might be her doom.
Gonna at least flash around the corner first. Nobody's gonna quite peek, but it's gonna be an unwelcome sight. Does grab the one though, and that's just a little bit closer to equaling this out. Somewhere to fall off of the site though, especially this is gonna get smoked off. The great rotation coming out here from Please Send Help. Hot Flash though, they're just outside. They could try and just go take this back with sheer force, and that looks like it's gonna be it. Summer, look at that popping down. It looked like Hot Flash might have it for a second, but it's going to go down to a 1v1 situation. Now just Piggy to try and clutch it up. A little peek around the corner. Too easy.
What a great swing from Kiki. She is such a good last stand person to have on your team, right? She does the same thing on Inferno a lot. She'll play like this like coffin angle. She'll hold an anchor so effectively. She has nerves of steel, especially in those clutch situations there. That's probably going to be the first of many on this side we could see from her throughout the whole series. But Hot Flash, again, bringing things down to a 1v1, especially when their eco wasn't as good, really helped out a lot here for this next round. Even if they're down by 3, they're on an eco again. If they can remove more guns off the hands of Please Send Help, that could be good here. But again, this might be a bit of a rough patch for them, leading closer and closer potentially for Please Send Help to find their way to 15.
Jaylee too, with that M4 in hand, has to step up big, try and get the kills, try and get a couple of guns into Hot Flash's hands off of that. Please send help though. They're not pushing forward into anything too silly. Instead, they're gonna let Hot Flash pop over to them, and they're gonna do so aggressively. That's gonna be equal trades coming around, and that's gonna be guns recovered.
That's right. Now look what Hot Flash can do. They can make their way back up the tunnel again, try to predict where that bomb's going to go, but they're predicting wrong. They thought maybe it was a B execute, but a Hot Summer, she's taken out in a blast by Senna. That bomb is making its way to A, completely fortified with an advantage too of bodies over Please Send Help, over Hot Flash. Hot Flash might be in trouble here.
They might be, but it is a bit more of an even fight than we would have seen right in the beginning of the round. Well, that is until the smoke from the mollies come out. Of course, both of them is this little corridor. It's going to be difficult to push on through, but there is a little bit of an opening. Not being to be able to catch a body off of it quite yet, but can try and sneak on through. Gonna have to connect the shots on the other side, and well, Sunny is going to be showing up. Look at these two working together as a team, as an absolute unit. And now it's at this longer angle. We'll be able to find that first. And it's not going to stop there. It was close. It was close.
It was really close.
Yeah, Send Help will still get it, but I didn't expect it to go down like that.
Yeah, I mean, in these retake situations where Please Send Help do have that advantage, it's the superior gunplay that I feel Hot Flash have that have been their winning force at times in those 1v1s. But when you also have that weapon difference too of having the aim maybe advantage over Please Send Help, Senna's there with the op, and she could realistically be anywhere there. She's deep in pit, and she finds a double kill in the end. That was some really good ingenuity from Senna not to overextend and play off her life until the very end, even if that meant sacrificing 2 on A site.
Cool, calm, collective, never worried
for
a second. Hot Flash, though, a little bit of a different story in terms of that worry, because yeah, last one was a save. They got it pretty close, but they haven't won a round since the swap. This is allowing Please Send Help to get a nice buffer of rounds in between them, play around with. And you know what happens when a team gets too much of a lead?
Oh, absolutely. And the weapons in here are going to be pivotal for Hot Flash, depending on what they want to do after this tack pause. Now, we don't want to see just USPSs, and I think we won't anymore with Sunny. You need to buy up here. And the big worry is that because these last few rounds haven't gone well in Hot Flash's favor, this might be one of the last full forceful buy rounds we could see possibly in this entire map. Hot Flash here need to make sure Sunny can be prepared for success. In fact, because of how pivotal the op has been on both sides of the game so far, I would say having her win condition being staying alive and finding the opening pick, as well as it being an impactful opening pick, has to center around her almost completely.
Not the only one looking to make this impact whatsoever with these ops. Senna, the crosshairs just there on the other side. They stand up. It could be disastrous, and it looks like that's the way that story is going to be written. Yet again, Please Send Help. Going to take that early momentum in the round. Jaylee just on the other side of these doors. Be a dangerous peek on through all the utility. You know that someone's there, but unable to capitalize whatsoever. Pushed out by that molly.
Keep in mind, though, look at the economy for Hot Flash. If there's more overextensions like Jaylee right now, she's teeter-tottering on that edge. She goes down. She might not get an M4 again for the rest of the game.
It's an important fight this round for a Hot Flash. And look, as the time goes on, more and more bodies are going to be just on the other sides of these mid doors. And that could be disastrous.
That's up down for Please Send Help as well. Sunny P, she has been set up for success. She finds a pick against Senna. That's the most pivotal one.
Look at this too. Flash, be backing up. Cast still just on the other side. And oh, a nice shot onto, say, that is going to hurt. And that is going to be the one to put them back at the advantage. As soon as Hot Flash have something going right for them, Please Send Help are right there, step and step, to make sure they can't get too far ahead of them.
Sunny.
But Sunny, you were talking about Sunny needing to show up big with an AWP, and well, that's exactly how it's going to go down. Finally, it is going to be a CT round win for Hot Flash.
Sunny played that round so fantastically, hiding in the back of B site, waiting for that opening pick against Senna. That's removing the op off the table from Please Send Help side. Regardless of what side you're looking at for Please Send Help, they've always relied on Senna finding that opening pick against Hot Flash, and removing that gigantic line of sight only hurts more. If Sunny can double it back again, there could be enough economy here to make Please Send Help go for an eco into the next.
That was just that little window of opportunity for Hot Flash to be taken now. Now it's just whether they continue that going into this round. We saw how pivotal Sunny was last time around, and is going to be forced off of that position through mid doors. Not looking to make any damage there. Please Send Help. I mean, they can't afford that whatsoever. Cheeky little spot coming out from Jaylee here. Girl just around the corner. Be a dangerous peek here. And that it will be limited timing, but two members of Hot Flash are gonna fall.
Yeah, it's not great for Jaylee to fall. She's 14-13 in series. Though we do get to see some trades coming by, Alexei is able to get a double kill off of it. That's good. That's really good. You still have that advantage in terms of bodies for Hot Flash's side, that they can't overextend just yet. No matter who wins this round, you have to ensure that no one survives on the enemy team. There can be no saves. Senna's going to ensure that. I'm sorry, Sunny's going to ensure that.
And at this point, it's only going to be Senna. It's going to be the most important weapon to try and save here. It's going to be this up. Senna has been clean with the shots, but paired again, going up against Hot Flash. I mean, that positioning, there is just no way about it. 2 rounds now in a row for Hot Flash. Things are heating up, getting a little closer again.
Senna spent the last 2 rounds buying up the op. Now, she may have carried it over from before, but she's lost the op twice now. She's bought up multiple times. She's lucky. Her eco is going to be on the same edge, the same tax bracket, I guess, as the rest of Send Help. So that could be good for another forced buy, but that means no op will be on the table for her whatsoever. And there's that advantage. There is an op from Sunny, and she's been just as deadly so far. That means for these executes, Hot Flash, they're going to try to reset the momentum some more for against Please Send Help. They're looking to re-strategize again, knowing that soon that adaptation will come by. The same adaptation that Please Send Help were able to bring out after 6 rounds in a row and beat out Hot Flash in that first half. The big question is here is if Hot Flash can catch what that adaptation will be early, they again can set up Sunny P with that long range advantage and at the very least bait out utility and at most find so much impact to bring this closer to 12-12.
Ooh, just around the corner, the molly comes out and they're going to be pushing on through. Please send help. They're feeling cheeky. They're feeling good after that break and they're going to be rolling on through. Utility coming out. They've got some guns. They're feeling good. Now they just got to get past this cross, and at least one body is going to do so successfully. Flash, though, not looking to give them too much room. And it already, Summer coming up huge, is going to put this into a 1v1 situation. They both have an idea of where the other person is. The smoke making it a little bit difficult. And as that fades, Summer just to be backing up. Wants to play safe here. There's 2 rounds in a row that Hot Flash have won, and Summer now looking to make it a 3rd.
Summer has a rough idea about where Mads would be. No specific ideas just yet. Please send help. Oh, frankly, both teams on T side have been super aggressive for their attack. They want to find a way to maybe strike this angle. Summer's prepared for it and goes for a fake smoke. At least gives rough location away in terms of audio for Mads, but it's all bait. It's all set up. Summer's just waiting for that headshot to align with the middle of her crosshair, and she's good to line it up, but she misses the opening shot. Things did not go her way at all, Sierra. And Mads, they bring it to 13.
That caught with the hands out. That's exactly it. The cross was there. That shot, missing the first shot. A repeat could have been good, but trying to maybe get a flash off, trying to make use of that utility, but sometimes you just got to take the shot. It came so close. It was so well played, but losing that round now, it's got to hurt. Please send help. Going to be taking their second time out. And that's good because these rounds are getting down to the wire. Sure, they're able to take that last win, but going down to a 1v1 is definitely a little nerve-wracking.
It's more devastating too for Hot Flash because not only did you lose that last round, you put Please send help one step closer to getting match point for the map you chose, and that was after you taking a tactical timeout off a round win in order to reset and rethink what that strategy, that change could be from Please Send Help. But the real worst part is that Hot Flash predicted correctly what the new adapted play from Please Send Help would be, and they lost to it still. Now again, on the edge of a forced buy, Hot Flash, they have a lot riding on this round. They cannot make any mistakes, and there can be no survivors for Please Send Help in order for them to win that win condition.
I feel like this is a story that we've already set up. Just showing how on the edge this game is for Hot Flash, how close it is, how volatile it is, and just the importance of each round going forward. Through Doris, Summer just on the other side, put up a closer angle, and with utility usage knows that there's at least somebody there, but nobody's going to be pushing on through. It's around the corner. Oh, Queen, and that's now going to be bringing Please Send Help after their timeout, looking good. They're able to try and push out onto this site. There is, or just down below, just down through ramps. And Matt's around the corner is going to be able to find that kill. Now it's just Shift Walker, 3v1 situation to try and push on through. You know where the bomb's being planted, but you don't know where the other two people are. A little bit of sound cues to try and give it away, but this is a bad spot to be in.
3 different angles to worry about, and only a rough idea of each one.
And at each side, look at this. Trying a little bit of aim love going back and forth, but near impossible.
That was an op shot?
Because there was 3 angles you're being shot from. One of them's gonna get you.
There's no way the person that Shift Walker was facing got that op shot. That might be the craziest shot I've ever seen. I don't know if that was Senna.
I mean, regardless, now 14-10. We talked about, you know, how close things were, how Hot Flash needed it. And already going into this round, things not looking so good.
By no means. Look at this aggression from Hot Flash. Losing out on a round, going for an eco again. It's already 14 rounds for the side of Please Send Help. They're looking nice and dandy here, but superior weaponry is outmatched potentially for the Deagle. Alex is trying to find some impact here. She only finds some.
Already in this round, it's just going to be Summer against the world. Everyone looking pretty good health-wise except for Mads, and at that point, when it's going to be the off to finish it off, it's not going to matter.
That point now for Please Send Help. They've looked fantastic on their readaptation. Their T side fantastic as well. Hot Flash again. They cannot lose their map pick. If you lose your map pick, then play into what your enemy team chooses, then it's looking like this could be a 2-0. But if Hot Flash now can take advantage of their very final tactical timeout here in this first map, they may be able to go around with their broken buy and outmaneuver Please Send Help. It comes down to the early game, Sierra. A lot of it has been these tactical executions of utility to block pivotal lines of sight. But then it would be a rerouting and a huge just assault onto usually B site, sometimes A. And the retakes from Hot Flash, they haven't been there. And the times they have been, they've been shut down by Senna's op.
Yeah, I mean, to reiterate too, this was Hot Flash's map pick. And so far on CT side, it's not been going good for them whatsoever so far. Summer will be pushing on through. Gonna try and get a little bit sneaky with it. This could absolutely be the biggest brain play, or it could go so horribly wrong. Around the corner, they've already pushed on through, and there's a body over to the left as well.
They take down Senna. This will be huge.
Clean shot. That's going to be a flash to take first number offline, and that is a massive person to get off of the server right now. Senna has been showing up with that op, and now Hot Flash, they just got to be keeping it up. They got to make sure that Please Send Help can't gain any ground, any control whatsoever, and they've got these angles locked down.
Oh, think about all that impact that a Summer had found taking down Senna. You've lost mid control completely, and it forces out a complete rotate from A all the way into B. Number disadvantage already for Please Send Help. Big advantage for Hot Flash. A big brain play, like you said, Sierra, from Summer come out so heavily here. Now Shift, she's going to hide behind.
Ooh, it's going to be working out so well, though. Had to back off the original position because of the flash. But a reposition, a spray down, things are going to go well. Only one body was lost for them to take that around. It seems like the timeout paid off.
Makes me wonder now if Senna can get taken down so easily by a very deep lurk that we haven't seen before. What are Please Send Help gonna do? They have to expect a deep lurk like that every single round from here on out. And a Hot Flash, they could be conditioning. They don't have to go for it if they don't want to. But now Please Send Help, they're preoccupied with that idea in their mind. They have to waste so much utility to block off Senna, ensure she doesn't go down early again.
At the same time, too, that round was won with being able to get Senna offline right at the beginning. So now that a big lurk like that, a big push on through is expected, Hot Flash have to find a different way to try and take some sort of advantage into this. Say just around the corner, going to be playing a bit more of an aggressive angle here. The push on through, back turned, but unable to quite grab this shot as everyone pushes through. Like I say, is going to fall. It's your last round. It was great, but the last two members over on A side have to make a big stand.
Keep in mind, too, Jay Lee and Shiftwalker, they're trapped on A. There was so much utility in mid to disrupt the rotates. Being called again, some more utility on B. Might be calling the rotate over for Hot Flash to take care of the non-existent push to B. Meanwhile, that bomb hasn't quite made its way to A yet. They're waiting on potentially Jay Lee or any confirmation that she goes down to go for the execute.
At that point, too, Jay Lee going down. It means to Please Send Help. They can try and look to be pushing forward. A smoke through. They just have to get through that little window, and they're going to be able to safely. Now, just two members of Hot Flash to try and go over for this retake. Already, all angles being covered. There will be a little opening there. And the fact they'll be able to get one kill off of Lover Girl and try and push up. But that's all the information given away. It's just angles held and angles where they have this number advantage. And sure enough, another body falling. It's going to be a near impossible situation for Shiftwalker. Last stand. But that's going to be round one. So close. Great effort coming out. But it was not just enough for Hot Flash.
They keep saying please send help, but I haven't seen them need help much yet. They've done a fantastic job so far. It was a little rough in the beginning for their CT side. Hot Flash had a huge advantage for so long, but it slipped away from their fingers. You gotta give it to please send help though. It wasn't their map pick, but they looked more and more comfortable every single